By July, some flower beds look like they have given up. Petals fade, leaves curl, containers dry out before the evening even starts. The garden loses color exactly when you need it most. Some plants don't die in summer. They just stop trying. Fewer buds, less color, less of everything. But there are 7 flowers that do the opposite. They don't endure summer, they use it. And the last flower on this list looks like a succulent crawling across the soil until the sun hits it, and it opens like living stained glass. Before we get into the list, one thing worth saying clearly. Heat-loving flowers are not plastic plants. They still need water. The secret is not ignoring them. The secret is giving them heat, sun, drainage, and just enough water to keep the show going. 1. Pelargonium. The first flower is one you have almost certainly seen, hanging in window boxes, spilling from stone ledges, lining the balconies of every sun-soaked street in southern Europe. Most people call it a geranium, and that is understandable. But in botanical terms, what most of us are growing is actually a pelargonium. The two are related but distinct. True geraniums are mostly hardy perennials. Pelargoniums are the tender, heat-loving balcony plants that keep blooming all summer. In practice, full sun, well-draining mix, pots with drainage holes. Let the surface dry slightly between waterings. Remove spent flower clusters to keep new buds coming. Bring it in before the first frost. Pelargoniums don't like the cold. It is the classic flower of hot balconies and summer streets that still want color. 2. Lavender. If pelargonium is the flower of balconies, lavender is the flower of dry hillsides, the gravel gardens, the Mediterranean landscapes that bake all summer and somehow remain beautiful. Those silver-gray leaves help the plant handle intense sunlight. And in warm air, lavender releases its oils more readily, which is why it smells strongest on the hottest days. Lavender does not just survive heat. It turns heat into fragrance. Its biggest enemy is not sun, it is wet roots. Cold, wet, poorly drained soil is what kills lavender fast. Give it sun, lean soil, and sharp drainage, and it will reward you for years. 3. Gazania. Gazania has a quality that is hard to explain without seeing it. The flowers open wide in direct sun, vivid yellow, orange, copper, or red, often with contrasting streaks toward the center. And when the light fades, they close completely. They close when it is cloudy. They close in the evening. They open again when the sun is strong. Gazania behaves almost like a living sundial. When the sun is strong, it opens. When the light fades, it closes. This is part of how the flower responds to light, opening when conditions are right and closing when they are not. Gazania comes from southern Africa, dry, sandy, rocky ground. For the garden, full sun pots, gravel beds, rock gardens, or the front edge of a sunny border. But some of the strongest summer color doesn't begin with a plant from a nursery. It begins with a seed. 4. Zinnia. 1 packet of zinnia seeds. That is all it takes. Zinnia elegans is one of the most rewarding plants you can grow from seed. Fast, reliable, and available in almost every color except blue. It comes from the dry highlands of Mexico, built for bright light, warm temperatures, and soil that doesn't stay wet. In full summer sun, it doesn't slow down, it accelerates. A few things make a real difference. Pinch young plants to encourage branching. Water at the base. Wet foliage in warm weather can bring powdery mildew. And deadhead consistently. Remove spent blooms, and the plant channels energy into new flowers. Stop deadheading, and it shifts towards seed production. Zinnia can turn 1 packet of seeds into a summer-long color machine, and it will bring the pollinators with it. 5. Lantana. Each lantana cluster holds blooms in multiple colors at once, pale yellow at the center, deepening to orange or pink at the edge. The newly opened flowers are lighter. The older ones are deeper. It is almost like the plant is using color to guide pollinators. And it is doing this through the hottest part of the summer. Lantana seems almost built for heat. In conditions that exhaust most bedding plants, it just keeps going. Full sun, well-draining soil, a pot with good drainage holes. Once established, it handles dry spells well. 2 things to know before planting. In certain warm climates, lantana can spread aggressively in the wild. Check whether it is listed as invasive in your area before planting freely. Parts of the plant, particularly the unripe berries, are toxic if eaten. Keep that in mind if you have children or pets. Lantana does not look like one flower. It looks like a whole little sunset gathered into a cluster. 6. Cosmos. Cosmos looks like it should not be on this list at all. Thin stems, petals as fine as tissue paper. The whole plant moves in the lightest breeze. But in a warm summer garden with full sun and room to breathe, Cosmos produces wave after wave of flowers from midsummer until first frost. To be clear, it is not a drought survivor the way lavender or portulaca are, but it is one of the most generous bloomers of a warm summer. Sow from seed once cold nights have passed. Pinch to encourage branching. Cut or deadhead regularly. Cutting stems for a vase counts. Feed lightly. Too much nitrogen gives you leaves instead of flowers. Cosmos rises through warm summer days like a cloud of soft petals. 7. Portulaca. At the beginning of this video, I described a plant that looks like a succulent crawling across the soil until the sun hits it, and it opens like living stained glass. This is that plant. Portulaca grandiflora, moss rose, sun rose. At first glance, the foliage looks like a ground-hugging sedum, small, cylindrical leaves, low stems, a texture that reads as dry and stored, which is exactly what it is. It holds water in its stems and leaves, giving it a buffer against heat and dry soil that most flowering plants don't have. And then the flowers open. Silky petals in magenta, yellow, coral, white, deep orange. They open fully in direct sun. In shade, they stay closed. The stronger the sunlight, the wider they open. The hottest, sunniest position you have. Poor, sandy, or gritty soil. A container that drains fast. Let the soil dry between waterings, and never let the roots sit wet. The enemy is not sun or heat. It is sustained moisture at the roots. Portulaca is what happens when a succulent learns how to bloom like a garden flower. 5 rules before we finish. 5 rules worth knowing before you plant any of these. Rule 1. Full sun, but not trapped heat. Every plant here needs direct sunlight, but a container against a concrete wall with no airflow can overheat. If a plant wilts even when soil is moist, the problem may be heat without air movement. Rule 2. Drainage matters more than rich soil. Lavender, gazania, portulaca. These come from lean ground. A free draining, impoverished soil will often outperform a rich but wet one. Rule 3. Water deeply, not constantly. A thorough soak when the soil is dry beats a little water every day. Containers dry out faster than borders. Check them in a heat wave. Rule 4. Don't overfeed. Feed lightly. Too much nitrogen gives you leaves instead of flowers. Rule 5. Keep removing spent flowers. Deadheading keeps pelargonium, zinnia, cosmos, and lantana going. For zinnia and cosmos, cutting for a vase does the same job. It is deadheading with a reward. Summer flowers often fail, not because of heat, but because heat is combined with wet roots, crowded leaves, or the wrong kind of care. Not every summer garden has to fade. Pelargonium holds color on the hottest balcony. Lavender turns direct sun into fragrance. Gazania opens and closes with the light itself. Zinnia converts a single seed packet into months of color. Lantana gathers sunsets into clusters and brings the butterflies. Cosmos rises like a cloud of soft petals through warm summer days. And portulaca proves that sometimes the toughest thing in the garden is the one covering the ground closest to the sun. The goal is not to fight summer. It is to plant flowers that know how to use it. Which of these would you grow first? And what is the hardest month for flowers in your garden? Tell me in the comments. And subscribe to Rooted Wonders for more hidden lessons from the garden.